Tectone has responded to the allegations and legal discussions surrounding Pinkchu. The internet didn't slow down or wait for the clarification. It immediately picked sides, dissected every sentence, clipped every pause, and turned a single defensive explanation into days of non-stop debate, reaction videos, and speculation, with viewers asking the same question over and over again. Why did he spend so much time explaining what he wasn't charged with, but never clearly saying what he didn't do?
And you didn't face, and I'm not going to face any criminal charges. I'm not involved in criminal proceedings, and I wasn't convicted of a crime. In fact, my girlfriend never even went to the police. So why would you ever attack me?
A silence that became louder than any statement and set the tone for everything that followed. Tectone's response framed himself as a victim of exaggeration and online distortion, arguing that public opinion had already been poisoned before the full context of the situation was understood.
But clearly that's not the only thing he said. He never said he didn't do it. Exactly. That's what's crazy. He never said he didn't do it. You wanna know why? Because he can't talk about it, chat.
Emphasizing that the matter involved civil proceedings rather than criminal charges and repeatedly highlighting the difference in legal standards. But while this approach may have sounded logical on paper, it immediately backfired in the court of public opinion because viewers weren't looking for a technical breakdown of the justice system. They were looking for accountability, clarity, and reassurance. And instead, they felt like they were being talked around rather than spoken to directly, which only deepened suspicion and widened the divide between supporters who believed he was being unfairly targeted and critics who felt the response raised more questions than it answered. The conversation shifted dramatically when Mizkif entered the picture, not with emotional defense or personal attacks, but with an insistence on documentation, timelines, and verifiable material.
But you save yourself when you're back in the court. It makes no sense. She's not even suing me. I'm suing her. Guys, this was a civil hearing with a significantly lower standard of proof than a criminal proceeding.
Explaining that this commentary was based on access to court-related notes and procedural information rather than rumors on online hearsay, and stressing that his earlier silence was intentional.
Like, I hate it. I hate that this guy just can't apologize. I hate that these people can't just like own up to it and say like, I'm trying to be better. I thought that's what he was gonna say because I thought really that was the only response.
So, as not to interfere with ongoing legal matters, a stance that reframed the entire controversy away from feelings and into evidence, but also introduced a new layer of discomfort as viewers began debating whether discussing such materials publicly was responsible at all, while legal processes were still being unresolved, creating tension not just around Tectone's actions, but around the ethics of content creation during active disputes.
He can't talk about it, and he did do it. He literally admits it. I'm going to show you guys a clip that I saw today that someone linked. It's over from here. This is the nail in the coffin for Tectone.
As the situation escalated, more creators weighed in, and a recurring criticism began to dominate the narrative that Tectone consistently leaned on legal technicalities while avoiding the core issue that people actually cared about, with multiple streamers pointing out that repeatedly stating he wasn't facing criminal charges or convictions did not address the behavior being discussed, and that the absence of a direct denial or a genuine attempt at accountability made his statements feel calculated rather than sincere, leading even former supporters to express frustration and disappointment, not because of the allegations alone, but because of what they perceived as a refusal to acknowledge harm or demonstrate growth.
This transcript is going to show the realities and truth that anyone wants to pretend is not real, and I would like to see anyone's opinions on whether or not they're going to hang out with Tectone after this, because they cannot deny the realities of what Tectone is.
The drama quickly expanded beyond the original parties involved, pulling in other creators through association and silence, as viewers began questioning why certain streamers faced intense scrutiny while others appeared shielded from criticism, sparking debates about favoritism, platform politics, and the unspoken hierarchies within Twitch and Kick, while older clips resurfaced and were recontextualized under the current controversy, causing past statements to be judged through a much harsher lens and reinforcing the idea that in the streaming world, nothing ever truly disappears, it only waits for the right moment to resurface. At the same time, the broader Twitch streaming ecosystem was thrown into even more chaos when HasanAbi received yet another Twitch ban, this time a temporary suspension tied to comments made during a live broadcast that violated community guidelines, marking his 7th ban on the platform and reignited long-standing arguments about inconsistent enforcement, repeat offenders, and whether large creators are held to the same standards as smaller ones, with reactions ranging from celebration and mockery to concern and exhaustion, as clips of creators rushing to check his channel spread across social media and added yet another layer of noise to an already overloaded news cycle. What ultimately made this situation resonate so strongly wasn't just the allegations, the legal filings, or the bans, but the way every response exposed a larger problem within and influence the culture because audiences have shown time and time again that they are willing to forgive mistakes, silence, and even controversy, but they are far less forgiving when they sense deflection, arrogance, or an unwillingness to take responsibility. Watch this video next and don't forget to like and subscribe. Cheers.